Let's have a check.
Could you be a half kobold? Could we pass you off as a
I think I'm a
half-breed?
pretty portly. Yeah, I'm 184 pounds. I'm like a
That's
big
pretty big.
dwarf. Yeah.
You're a mountain. You're a man of
Yeah.
a mountain.
I just think it's probably better to palm it off and say that I was. You could say to them that I was one of the adventures that was causing them trouble in Greenest, and you managed to capture me, and you're taking me to see.
Yeah.
What's her name? Zesmir or whatever her name is.
What, the one of the actual leaders itself?
Could be or
Resin?
Lendragosa. Oh, God, I'm terrible with names.
Resmir is the dragon lady, and Landragos is the half
It
dragon.
was the half dragon that basically two-shot your tough ass dual wielding short katana
We could just.
using
I'm sure.
fighter.
I'm sure even mentioning his name, to them would possibly put them ill at ease because he seemed to be a bit of a bully. We wouldn't want to anger them by obstructing a prisoner getting taken to. All I'm saying. But I don't think I should take one. I don't think I should take one of them. I don't think I'm going to be able to get passed off as a 35-pound kobold. Really.
But the rest of us are, so we're going to take 4, and there we go.
A 5th in case we find a friend?
A 5th if we find a friend. We might want to rescue the monk.
Yeah, and get him out.
I like that. Good call.
Well, let's have the bard play a few bars from We're Off to See the Wizard, and we'll get this going.
Okay.
Not like putting them on the spot.
Anytime, bard.
Norton, take it easy, man. Thanks for stopping
Not
by.
possible right this second.
He doesn't have a software.
We're off to see the wizard.
The wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Alright, so you guys head out the east gate. I guess you guys are probably heading out, all holding hands and skipping down the yellow brick road.
A dragonborn does not skip.
The dwarf
Misty
will
has
skip.
her red shoes on.
He's had a good breakfast and some ale. He's in quite a merry mood.
You guys are heading east. You
Yeah.
definitely see that, this cultist and raider's path is definitely easy to follow, especially all across the rolling grasslands. It is a very wide path that is basically trampled down, and it is definitely easy to predict the amount, which is a lot. I mean, there are literally a lot. I mean, it's such a number. You're thinking it's probably going to be at least 75, 80. I mean, there's just this path is pretty wide actually, and it does confirm that there were a lot of them in Greenest, although quite a few were killed as well. You can tell that there's different size footprints. There's humans. There's you can tell that there are more kobolds and other humanoids as well, and also those reptilian type of footprints as well. Now I want everybody to give me a perception check, please. And this is as you are traveling east, and as you're about 3 to 4 miles out. Now this is past where the actual scouts had scouted. Now this laid over path starts to veer south rather sharply. So now you're starting to go south. Alright, so let's see. Perception checks. I see we have a 21. So Kadojo has basically saved him. Alright, so as you guys stop every once in a while, you are checking the tracks. Misty and Kadojo, you two are able to determine that the beast footprints are definitely deeper on the retreat than as they were on the approach.
Laden with booty.
Laden?
Or carrying prisoners.
That is, yeah, that's definitely that's a good possibility. Wee Willie, I do for passive, but seeing that they're actually looking and traveling,
obvious,
I'm letting them roll.
If they had like anything,
But
like
I do that as well.
carts or
Wee Willie.
wagons with them, are there any ruts, or is it all pretty much foot travel
Here you go, Willie.
and lizard travel?
It's a mixture of everything. I mean, it's lizards, humanoids, kobolds. It's
But no
literally
carts.
no, not that you can see. There's no carts.
Okay.
But as you guys are traveling, as you're going east, and now the trail actually veers. It's like it just takes a right hand turn and starts going south. Now, you do find the occasional candlestick or candelabra or maybe a small trinket box, jewelry box, stuff like that. You do find all kinds of stuff. That, like I said, they just were not being secretive, and they weren't trying to be stealthy. That's for sure. They failed their stealth check. They had like quadruple disadvantage. Yeah, Ralph.
Dave, could I do a survival check just to see whether any tracks break off, or like there's any kind of splitting from the group to see whether there's maybe like scouts possibly going off to the sides and stuff?
Sure. Actually, as you guys get about 10 to 12 miles, you actually see that there is another track that is pressed down in the grasslands as well as what looks to be the main group that is just continuing to just barrel through the grasslands to the south. Now that you guys are traveling south, you actually see another small path head off to the east. Sort of like kind of it looks like just maybe a couple. But it's definitely not one, because it's actually able to, this small group has actually been able to, have the same result as the large group, but at a much smaller scale.
Right. Because it says survival, DM might ask you to make a wisdom survival check to follow tracks. By follow, does that mean I could possibly discern what it is that's moving here, whether it's a humanoid or one of the lizards, or...
Sure, you can give me if you're definitely going to look. Why don't you give me a nature check?
Oh, because survival's better.
Yeah, give me a
nature.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Give me a nature check.
Okay.
I'm only looking for a 10, so watch him roll under a 10 probably.
Yeah.
So what were you wanting to use? Survival?
Well, survival would be 10.
Now let's see here. Let's open up the character sheet real quick. Let me look at survival. I think
It says to
survival
follow. Survival's more to follow tracks
Oh yeah,
rather than
that is.
discern
Yeah, my bad.
what it is.
Yeah, I'm still getting used to these as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Recall lore. Yeah, I got them backwards. Shit, my bad. I thought they were flipped back and forth. Oh, can't know all the rules, I guess. Can't know all the goddamn rules. So yeah, go ahead and seeing that. What is your modifier for that?
+3.
Okay, so it will take you up to a 10 then.
Yeah.
That's actually that's okay, because as you're down scouting all of the tracks, you're able to tell that there are quite a few. Probably not. There's more than 5, but you don't think there's as many as a dozen, because the tracks do kind of intermingle with one another, and also you notice that there's both a mixture of humanoid and kobold prints.
Right. Okay, so Rurak's just kind of looking at the ground and kind of rubbing the tracks and stuff, and he's like, yeah, there's definitely a few of them moved this way, maybe 5, 6 of them, but there's kobolds and probably humans going this way. But so that means that the lizards are already obviously going in the main pack. Where would they be heading?
Yeah, you don't see anything like that. Not in these tracks. They would actually.
Yep.
You'd be able to distinguish the two apart.
Yep.
But this region, seeing that you guys are 12 to 13 miles out, this is actually starting to become more. There's more steep-rided rocky plateaus. They're starting to mix in with the rolling hills. and there's starting to be a lot of flatlands as well between these plateaus. So basically, it's just broken outcroppings of like rocks, and with some gullies going in between them and whatnot. So it's not just the rolling grassland as you guys have been able to, that you've been traveling the past 12-13 miles. So but it's starting to become a little bit more uneven terrain. Not like it's that there's the same grass and you're able to basically track this this small group off as well.
So Rurok, it's obvious that there's a small contingent that's broken off from what you found. Do you feel confident that you could continue following this trail if we were to try to track them?
If they still leave this kind of track, I shouldn't have a problem. But getting into this rocky terrain, it might become more difficult. I'm sure I could, but it's whether we want to stay with this group or follow the main group.
You
and he just kind of looks at the others.
Off this, this small trail, you can also see that. You can also see what maybe would be a fire. Well, it's definitely going to be a fire because it looks like a small plume of smoke. This is probably, as you're starting to descend down one of the other rolling hills, you can actually see this plume of smoke. And through the grass, you can basically see where the grass is pushed over, and it's just continuing to move in that direction towards the smoke as well.
I think we've discovered a party of raiders has split off, and if we wish to rescue somebody, we need to follow those raiders, but the large group is more likely headed towards their base camp or encampment.
I don't think the large group will be hard to pick back up if we were to divert for a short while.
We might have an opportunity to get some information off of this smaller group.
I say
absolutely.
Pull a yellow, just run right into the rear of the mass group. Just pull a yellow, just run right in. I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah.
They're all challenge level 1/8. What the hell?
Our goal is to not engage the main force, but simply follow it, with the opportunity to ambush a smaller force. It would be perhaps wise for us to take it.
Yep. Well, Rurak just turns around to Zelos. Is gets time to earn your keep. Go and have a little sneak up there and see how many of them there are.
Who's sneaking where now?
I said to Zelos the rogue.
Ah.
So you guys are going to break off from the main path and follow the light path, or are you guys going to?
I think if this campfire's an actual camp for them, then we may be able to. We'll have a much better chance engaging this lot, possibly getting a sort of captive that we can possibly interrogate and get some information out of.
It's a good idea. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Sounds good.
What say you, party?
Excuse me.
He's just looking at the party, just kind of. What do you think?
Okay then.
I don't think
I'll
we're
break off and we'll
start
following the small party.
Okay.
Very quiet Dragonborn we have with us.
Hey, I'm for fighting.
You're up for fight? Fight good?
I'm up for a fight. Come on, bring it on. Bring it on.
Okay, we're going to follow the small trail.
Are you gonna sneak
Stealth.
up? You're gonna stealth
Yes,
up and have a look, scout it
I'll
out.
lead from the front. I have a pretty good nature check too.
Well, I don't think
I'll,
you'll have a problem following the trail. I think it's basically just more sneaking up and not getting seen by whoever's.
May I assist you?
That's definitely yeah. You could. There's no need to roll any kind of check to follow the track because they're obvious. It is definitely obvious.
We're going to stop and be stealthy at every possible chance of high ground, so that we can look and see what's in front of us. And if we can see the trail and and the trail continues out of sight over the next hill or dale, then we're good to go.
Rurak will just kind of hang back and just say, just give us a shout or a nod if things go sour. We'll keep our distance.
Yeah, agreed.
All right.
And I'll lead off to the east.
And I'll follow along with Zelos. I'm fairly stealthy, and if we need a quick light, I can provide.
All right. So you guys are... Go ahead there.
I'm just gonna stay back with and be out of
Love Stormwolf.
the way.
You get so nervous.
I figure if nothing else, I can send off a little signal to the rest of the group if something should happen.
All right. So you guys make your way down this this fresh trail, and actually you come up to a semi wooded area as you start to go over another small rolling hill. There's quite a few trees. You notice that there's a clearing ahead. The smoke is within, it's in plain. You can actually start to smell something cooking as well, and it actually smells pretty good. And you see a Tarask. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm already back at Greenest now.
Oh yeah, I didn't tell you that I left Greenest. Actually, it looks like that Tarask is going right towards Greenest.
Did I say Greenest? I didn't mean Greenest.
I meant Waterdeep.
Yep.
Time to run the Candlekeep.
All right, so you guys get to this semi clearing. I'm gonna put you guys on another map. All right. So as you get to this area, there's a lot of large bush. There's a lot more trees than what you've seen. There is also what appears to be a tower that is in ruins, and you also hear bickering. You can definitely tell that is the voice of a human type of voice. You can also see that there are some kobolds within plain sight. However, you do not see the humanoids, but you can hear them. And like I said, this whole area, you can see the smoke, and the smoke is actually coming out of this what appears to be an old rune tower.
If we can hear them, can we understand them?
It's possibly if you got closer, but as of right now, it just sounds. You can definitely hear voices, and it actually sounds like they're bickering. That's
How many
what it
voices?
sounds like. Multiple. You don't hear anything coming from where you're looking at to the north. There's a small group of kobolds. Looks like they're kind of sitting in a circle. Looks like they possibly could be eating as well. You don't hear anything from them. But you do hear the voices coming from the room because the rune tower, because it does sound like there's some echoing as that and this is broken wall. You just can't see in, so that's why it's black. Line of sighting is turned on, so. But you can definitely see the wall. The wall goes up probably about 20-30 feet, and it basically looks like the mouth of like a pumpkin or a jack-o'-lantern. It's just all jaggedy all the way around, and then all around the tower there's also runes as well where the stone has fallen.
Hey Dave, how solid is the the forest cover on the left-hand side here?
It's fairly dense compared to the rest of where you've been traveling through the grasslands. There's a lot of cover actually. And you're not detected right now. I mean, it looks like definitely from what you can see, the kobolds they are definitely eating.
And these
So-
trees we're seeing out in the middle, how are they kind of like just top heavy with leaves, or have a bottom opening, or are they just kind of full trees that you can't really see past them?
Yeah, pretty much. These are pretty much bushes in the middle, and then towards the outer perimeters is where the trees start to, the trees are much larger. Where there's actually, like the trunk of the tree going up. But pretty much, I'll ping on the map. This is pretty much a bush. This is pretty much a bush here. This would pretty much be a bush. But other than that, most everything else is pretty much trees, except for there are other bushes and stuff mixed in as well.
Is that an opening on the kind of? Is that the opening into that tower on the right hand side of it?
That's what it looks like.
Can we see that?
Yeah, you can actually you can see you can actually see that there's some old wooden rickety steps as well. The steps are broken, but the smoke is definitely billowing out. And the crazy thing is, this actually smells really good.
I turn to Zalos, since we snuck ahead, and I motion at the direction the voices are coming from, and I say, as quietly as I can, do you think it would be possible to sneak around and get closer? Going through the clearing would not be wise. We should also probably let our allies know exactly what we found.
You can definitely use this to your advantage, but just take into consideration you have people wearing heavy armor as well.
Or none.
The part of the party with heavy armor to stand fast. I think I would like to move in the tree line to the right, and basically I would like to position myself in this bush for a better look inside the keep before we get the party rolling. I would think
movement.
I would think we could get the bard and the mage perhaps up into this position, and the barbarian as well. And maybe we can get finally at the very end. Let's have our dragonborn Silverclaw move up towards this position, and that's where we can kind of start the ball.
A lot of ground to cover.
And so as you guys are pointing
just
out,
that some of us go up the left-hand side and hide towards the tower. They won't be able to see us.
you can definitely hear that the tone of the voices actually got much louder. And then all of a sudden you saw 3 kobolds starting to come out of the tower, out of the mouth of this tower, the old broken down, what appeared to be probably where a large double door once stood. Now as these 3 kobolds are coming out, all of a sudden you see like a hen or maybe a prairie dog fly out of the door area, hit the kobold, and then you can hear someone yell, "And stay out! That's all that you get!" And this is actually distinguishable, and this is very loud, and you could definitely hear this. You know, basically telling this kobold, "That is all you get! You nasty vermin, get away!"
Human sounding?
It definitely sounds
they're
like
obviously
a human.
preparing a really nice meal for themselves, and the kobolds are like, "Where's ours?" And they're like, "You're getting a prairie dog. Deal with it." They're like gorging themselves in venison, and
I mean, just
6 kobolds get a prairie dog between the 6 of them.
What are they doing right now?
Just as that kobold, left, that what a small piece of game just hit that kobold, almost knocked him to the ground, and then he picks it up and they rush over to their little campsite. So what was that now, Mist?
Oh, I was just saying, what are they doing right now? Do they seem... Can we see them well enough now?
Oh, it definitely looks like they are definitely eating, the kobolds are, that's for sure.
Distracted. Excellent.
I think definitely be worthwhile the rogue trying to sneak a peek at what's in that door. But I think, like Kadojo suggested, some of us go round to the left-hand side of the cover and maybe try and get as close as we can.
Yeah, you can actually
like
see that there are 7 kobolds as well. I mean, you
That's a lot
you
of
actually
kobolds.
you got a head count of 7 kobolds.
At least to see if there's anything on the far side of the tower. Knowledge is good,
Well,
right?
2, if you don't include the ones I'm going to kill.
Wow.
Misty would probably like to try and stealth around on the left side.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Any objections from my crew before I roll?
Nope.
Just out of interest, what is your stealth?
Not at all. Do you still want me to go right?
+4.
Alright, okay, it's better than mine. Yeah, go for it. Just give us a signal if you see anything.
How far can I go, Dave?
You can move wherever you'd like. There's no time constraints right here, so you can take as much time as you want, because it does look like the kobolds are eating. They're paying no attention. You don't see any scouts or anyone on watch, not from where you're at. So. Alright, so go ahead and give me a stealth check. Alright, so as the bushes start to rattle around, you basically trip over one of the vines and one of the shrub, and you see all of a sudden a humanoid come out and say, "Will you quit the racket out here, you nasty vermin?" And he throws another hunk of meat over towards the kobolds. And he goes, "Now this is it! I tell you, this is it! Quit your begging!" And then he walks back into the room tower.
I curse in demonic. Quietly.
Okay, I've made a stealth check roll and I goofed it up. Instead of 1, it's +7. It should be an 18, and I'm moving to the right.
Okay, whereabouts are you wanting to move there, guy? Go ahead and move in the path that you're wanting to move. Basically, as long as these guys don't roll a 1, I mean, yeah, as long as they don't roll a 1, that's fine.
And I can move a little bit further. I was just going to try and get close to listen and wait a moment for my team.
Okay, guy. I'm sure you could probably see a little bit more now inside of the tower, so keep that to yourself. Now, Mist, if you want to continue to move a little bit more, you can. And as you get up as well, Guy, nothing pays you any attention. Definitely looks like this is a time of R&R and relax and leisure for this small group of possible stragglers from the rest of the main group. You know, the smoke is still billowing out of the old ruined tower. Kobolds are feasting.